I was reading this book, Shoot Like the Pros by Adam Filippi. It's probably backwards on the camera, but everybody wants to shoot. Everybody wants to dribble. Everybody wants to work out. But I had the secrets to becoming a better basketball player. I have figured it out, I think, how to be a better basketball player. All right, and now basketball is not just from working on your skills with a trainer one on one. Basketball is played 5 on 5. All right. So to get better, you must play 5 on 5. That is truly how you get better in basketball. Now I see trainers working out with tennis balls, and I see them working out with different cones and crossing over at the cones and chairs, and I even seen trainers put shoes on the ground, but it never simulates 5 on 5 where you have to cut, where you have to rebound, where you have to play without the ball 80% of the time. So basketball is played 80% of the time without the ball, but no one realizes that and no one trains like that. So basically, if you're lucky, let's say, if you're lucky, you will have the ball 20% of the time in a game. Now, I've been playing professionally for about 15, 16 years, and I realized I've come up with a formula. I've come up with a formula for becoming better at the game of basketball and improving your skills. And if you try this formula, I guarantee you, well, I think you will become a better basketball player. Now, this formula is called the Law of 33. It's called Law of 33%. So when you play basketball 5 on 5, you want to play 33% of the time with people who are not as good as you. All right? So you can dominate them. So let's say you're a high school player. So 33% of the time, let's say you're a high school senior, 33% of the time, you're going to play with freshmen or guys that are younger than you. Or you can play with seniors that aren't that good, just with guys that are not at your skill level. So below your skill level, you want to play with them 33% of the time. All right, now 33% of the time, you want to play with guys that are equal to you. So if you're in high school varsity, college, you want to play against high school varsity players 33% of the time. So 33 plus 33, 66. So you got 66% of your playing time done. So now at the top level, you want to play against 33% of the time you want to play against people that are better than you. Not necessarily age-wise, but guys who are bigger, stronger, who are better than you. 33% of the time. So let's give a recap again. 33% of the time, people that are on a lower skill level than you. 33% of the time, people that are at the same skill level as you. 33% of the time, people that are above your skill level. All right, so if you're a college player, you want to play against NBA players or pros. If you're a high school player, you want to play against college players. 33% of the time. That's the key. 33% of the time. So 33 times 3 is 99. And that 1%, I leave that 1% for your trainers, all right? And all that cones and all that tennis balls and beach workout 1% of the time. So you want to be a better basketball player, all right? You don't want to be a better at training. You don't want to be a better going through cones. No one gets scholarships for going through cones. No one gets to the NBA by crossing over a cone. You get better by playing 5 on 5 and learning how to adapt to the 5 on 5 game. All right? Now try this for a month, couple months, and your game will get better. Now, to explain why I want you to play 33% of the time with people that are lower level than you. Now, a lot of people will think I'm crazy, like, oh, yeah, never play below your talent. I'm not saying play below the talent like that. I'm saying when you play 33% of the time, the people that are lower than you, you dominate them. You kick their ass. You know what I'm saying? You kill them. Because what this does is this gets your confidence level high. So when you're working on the crossovers, you get to actually do the crossovers when you play against guys that are less talented than you, because you're not scared. You're not worried. You're like, give me the ball. When you play against guys that aren't good, you give me the ball. You try it. Now the stuff that you work with your trainer, you can actually do. Because let's be honest, a lot of these things you guys work with your trainers on double crossing over or crossing over 3 times, and then you don't do it in the game. You guys know what I'm talking about. You don't do it in the game. You have to do these moves in the game. You can't just practice them in workouts and then expect them magically to happen in the game. You got to do them in the game. That's most important. That's why guys like Jamal Crawford and Allen Iverson, who never worked out with trainers, get better, because they actually do the moves in 5-on-5. All right. Another thing is you want to play against guys 33% of the time that are equal in you. All right, because when they're equal in you, then they challenge you. You know, you got to play hard, and you got to be smart, and you're not really fearful, and you know, you just want to win. You work on your competitiveness, all right? So 33% of the time, people at your level, you work on the competitiveness of the game. So now, you know, high school teams, you practice with them, you know, you can get a little better, but the main thing you want to do is play against guys that are better than you 33% of the time. Now, the reason why you don't play with guys that are better than you, you know, 100% of the time or majority of the time, is because you will get discouraged. Guys that are better than you will not pass you the ball a lot of times if you miss a shot, or if you get nervous and timid. All right? Guys that are better than you are faster, quicker, stronger. And if you play against them all the time, you will get discouraged. All right? You know what I mean? You will kind of get timid, and now you're not going to practice crossing over guys that are better than you, because they'll take that ball from you. All right? So you got to gain your confidence by playing guys that are lower than you, on a lower level than you. And then, you know, you go through it. It doesn't matter. I like to do it, you know, throughout a summer. Like one day, shoot, even 1 hour, I'll play with guys that are lower level than me, like in the afternoon. Then at night, I'll play with the guys that are better than me, like NBA players or overseas players or somebody that's better than me. You could do it in the same day. You could do it throughout the year. And this is how you truly get better. This is how you get better in basketball. This is a secret. I've watched a lot of basketball videos. I've watched a lot of videos online, and I've never seen anybody talk about this or explain it in this way. Now, if you think you have better ideas, then write it down in the comments. Send me your comment. I'll read it to let me know how you think players could get better. Because right now, everyone's getting a trainer. Everyone's practicing or playing on their own, one-on-one, and they don't understand that the game of basketball is played 5-on-5. So to get better in 5-on-5, you have to play 5-on-5. And you can't just play with guys that are always better than you. You can't just play with guys that you're always better than. You won't get better. The law of 33%. Try it out. Let me know how you do. Let me know how you play. And you know, I've been doing this for a couple years now, and it really works. Just try it out. All right, I'm not going to guarantee, but I guarantee. All right, now try it out. Let me know what you think. All right, now I'm going to get back to reading this.